And there you have it. Looks like the odds makers had it right. Carolina selecting Alabama quarterback Bryce Young with that #1 pick, and you can see the fans were pretty excited about that.
Yes, they were. The Panthers chose the 2021 Heisman winner over other highly rated quarterbacks like C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, and Will Levis. So what's next? Well, tonight we are answering that question with the live team coverage from everywhere that matters. Our sports director, Nick Carboni, joins us live from Kansas City, Missouri, the site of tonight's draft.
And our Ashley Strohline is live at Bank of America Stadium, where the front office and the fans have been celebrating since that pick was made just a few hours ago. We're going to start in Kansas City with Nick Carboni. So, Nick, we know team leaders had said previously they had a consensus, really just for the past few days, but the fans have been waiting to hear it announced for a while now, a few months.
And you got a chance to speak with Bryce. Should fans be excited?
I think so, guys, especially the way he carries himself and what he did at the college level. But let's go back to Friday, March 10th. That was the night we stood on the floor of the ACC basketball tournament when the Panthers made this massive trade. Since then, 48 days have passed, 48 days of wild speculation, reports, rumors, shifting Las Vegas odds. Even Bryce Young told me tonight that he didn't know he was coming to Carolina until he looked down at his phone in the green room here in Kansas City and saw the 704 area code. Bryce Young, #1 pick of the Carolina Panthers. Bryce, congratulations. When did you know? This has been 48 days of guessing for everybody in Carolina.
Yeah, I knew when I looked at my phone 5 minutes before and saw a Charlotte number, and it was a whirlwind of emotion. Being able to talk to the entire staff, and that's something I'll cherish forever.
What did Scott Fitter, Frank Reich, David, Nicole Tepper tell you over the phone when they picked you?
They were just talking about how excited they were for me to get down there, for us to get to work, and I echo the same sentiment. This is a huge honor. I'm going to enjoy this moment and this night, but I'm drafted to do a job, to come in and to work. I want to do everything that the organization asks of me, and I'm ready to get to work.
The Panthers are saying that Bryce is right in Charlotte. I don't know how you feel about that, but anyway, I mean, what do you want the people of the Carolinas to know about Bryce Young, the person and player?
First and foremost, I'm a man of God. That's how I try to live my life in all aspects, and I want to exemplify that on the field as well, and do everything I can to help the organization. I can't wait to get into the building, to get close with the team and continue to be coached by the coaches that are there and the entire staff and the entire building. I'm super anxious, super excited, and again, I'm going to give my all to the franchise.
Bryce, have a safe trip home to Charlotte tomorrow.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, Charlotte now home for Bryce Young, the future of the Carolina Panthers franchise. He's gotten a lot of high praise from some Panthers legends. We'll hear about one of those coming up tonight in sports. But for now, on how this pick was made, why it was made, and for more from who made it, we're going to send it to Bank of America Stadium, where Ashley Strohline has been live all night. Stro?
Yeah, Nick, well, I think everyone made the assumption that Bryce Young knew he would be coming to Carolina well before the Panthers were on the clock tonight. But Panthers general manager Scott Fitterer told us that simply wasn't the case. They didn't let Bryce or his agent know ahead of time that they would be selecting him with their #1 overall pick. In fact, it was David Tepper who picked up the phone and made that call. And Tepper told us he simply asked Bryce, hey, are you ready to trade in Sweet Home Alabama for some sweet Carolina? The answer was yes, as you just heard there in that awesome interview. In that one-on-one with Nick Carboni, Bryce excited to be here in the Queen City. And for this Panthers front office and coaching staff, the reason as to why it was Bryce over the other guys, well, he simply continued to impress with each meeting.
Throughout the process, he checked every box that we had. We tested him, we talked to him, we had dinner with him, and just every time we met with him, we felt more and more convicted. And we liked all the guys, but Bryce was a guy that we really felt strongly about.
So when you guys knew that pick?
All right, so Bryce will head to the Queen City, where he is in for quite the day tomorrow. He'll be greeted with fans outside of Bank of America Stadium. When he arrives, he'll have his introductory press conference with us, and then he'll get settled in and get ready to study that playbook and be a part of this Panthers organization for hopefully years to come. And as for the Panthers front office, well, they'll be back in the war room because round 2 of the NFL draft starts at 7 o'clock.
All right, well, he's proven himself on the field in college. I'm looking forward to seeing how he carries himself here in the community as well.
Let the fun begin.
Yes. All right, Stro, thank you.
And yes, so the front office is definitely excited, as we heard there.